That's kind of dynamic.
Not chicken, veal. Like, that's the really good one, you know?
Right.
It's really the good one. Also, like, I'll shoot a deer sometimes. Eat that. It's physically
I
good.
used to go deer hunting in a lot when I lived in Corpus Christi.
Oh, I enjoy it.
I've got like 6 bucks.
Yeah, I've got like a couple 20s in my wallet, but I'm glad you've got something. You know?
Okay,
At least on
everyone.
bus fare. I know what you're saying. I'll show you this.
I got a nice 10-pointer.
Really?
Yeah.
Time for you to pay attention
Check this out.
to me.
How much money?
So thank you everyone for coming out tonight. And before I introduce the speaker for this evening and
I just shot 2 does on that.
I just wanted
I'll show it
to
to you.
make a statement, a public statement. So we are all human, and sometimes we make mistakes, and especially not getting much sleep at night. So my brain doesn't always work on its full power. So last week I mixed up the weeks, and I announced that last week was sponsored by Jordan Davis in honor, again, lack of sleep, in honor of the birth of my son, Aryeh. Now, because I thought it was last week, I chose to speak, since it was, in honor of the birth of my son, and I really gave a wonderful, beautiful speech, but it was the wrong week. So I'm not going to give that speech again. If it hasn't been posted yet, we will try to get it posted on Facebook or wherever, so you can see my wonderful speech. But it was really, I just wanted to sum up that, I just spoke about the reason why we named our son, Aryeh, and the whole, beautiful story behind it. And I really did give a great shout out and a great thanks to Jordan Davis for sponsoring tonight, especially for such a special reason. So thank you. So you get that shout out again tonight. So he gets double publicity. He won from this. So thank you very much. And Rabbi Wolbe is going to come up and say a few words.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, Mrs. Brunitsky. It's so wonderful to be here again at Partners in Torah. I apologize that I wasn't here last week. I'm also on special call. My wife is just coming back tonight from a mission to Israel with the women, and I've been on father duty and mother duty for the past 11 days. Either way, it's a lot of fun. Should try it one day. So this week's parsha is really a fascinating parsha. Really, really fascinating. Like every parsha in the Torah. And it really is incredible. My grandfather says that if you look at the first portion of each parsha, you can find the secret of the entire parsha embedded in that first verse. Now, I don't know the secret of each portion, but I do know that there's an unbelievable lesson that we learned from this week's Torah portion. Because of all the Torah portions we have in the Torah, which single Torah portion would God decide to give the Torah in? Yisro. We don't have a portion named for Abraham, or for Isaac, or for Jacob, or for Moses, or for Aaron. But we do have a portion for a non-Jew who is the prince of Midian, who, comes to visit the Jewish people, and that's the portion that we're going to give the Torah in. In his portion, the portion that has his name on it. It really is a very interesting, why would we choose to have it here? Why would God want to give us the Torah when we have such an incredible, plethora of other parshas to give it in? So I'd like to suggest an idea. And that this is really the foundation of all of the Torah that we have. Not only the Ten Commandments, but everything that we have in the Torah is really encompassed in this single message. And that is the first word in this week's parsha is Vayishma. He got the message. He got it. And therefore he said, I have to act on this. How many times do we get a message and we say, one day I'll get to it? No. You know, think about this. The Jewish people are in Egypt, and Moses tells Pharaoh, let my people go, or else there's going to be the plague of blood, there's going to be the plague of frogs, there's going to be the plague of lice, etc., all 10 plagues. And guess what? Each one on the money. Exactly how Moshe predicted it. Exactly at the time Moshe said it's going to happen, boom, it happens. What do you think what would the New York Times write about that? What would the Houston Chronicle write about it? You know what they would write? This Jewish God is quite powerful. That's what they would write. Okay, now let's turn on to the sports page and just continue reading the paper. That's what most people did. Yisro reads this and he's like, 1 second. These are unbelievable miracles. This can't just be happening. And then what happens? Moses says the seat's going to split and the Jewish people should just walk right in. And it splits. And they walk right through on dry land. And the Egyptians get washed away. And then the Jewish people are in the desert and they have the manna. And the Jewish people have the protection of the amazing clouds surrounding the Jewish people. It really is amazing. It's fascinating. Yisro says, this is not ordinary. This is not a simple thing. This is something I need to become part of. He packs his bags and says, I want to join them. I want to be part of this. He doesn't just continue reading the paper, the Egypt Times or the Nile, Tribune, right? And just keep on reading the paper. He says, I need to do something about this. He gets up. What did he hear? He heard of all the great miracles. He says, I just can't sit around. I want to join these people. And he goes and becomes a Jew. Particularly when we have someone like this, who's not even Jewish at the time, who we can learn from him what it means to listen to your message. Every one of us are getting messages every day. We have to listen to those messages that God is sending us. Because that is the key to our growth. That is the key to the Torah. If we want to be people who are infused with Torah in our lives, we have to open up the receptacles of acceptance to the Word of Hashem. We have to open up our eyes and ears to see the messages that God is sending us. And the entire Torah, the sages tell us, the entire Torah is encapsulated in those 10 commandments. And the entire 10 commandments are encapsulated in the first commandment of Anochi Hashem Elokecha, I am Hashem your God. And the entire first commandment in the first letter. It's all in the letter Aleph. That's why, very interestingly, the first letter of the Torah is not Aleph. The first letter of the Torah is Bet. You know where Aleph is? That's Hashem. You have to go find Hashem. It's not going to just be out there in the open. You're going to have to look for Hashem. You're going to have to find Him. Where do you go? You go 17 portions later into Yisro, and you'll find Anochi, which is the letter Aleph. Right? Aleph is from the word Aluf, master. God is the master of the universe. The entire world that we live in is an opportunity for us to learn. And this is the single most important lesson we learn from Yisro. Open up your eyes and ears and take the messages in. So I want to thank you all for coming here tonight. And I want to thank, of course, Jordan, Mrs. Grunitsky, and all of you wonderful, wonderful, incredible, beautiful Jewish people here, and for coming here and learning. I look forward to seeing everyone here next week. Thank you.